go to the website aPlusStudents.com. Then you need to select math as your subject. This is a grade 4 maths lesson, and the name of the topic is division. I'll give you the chapter number and the lesson number. The chapter number is 11 and the lesson number is 7. Chapter number 11, lesson number 7, and the name of the topic is divide larger numbers by one digit number. And what we need to do is we need to interpret the remainder. Remainder is what is left after dividing. Okay, so before going this, let's go to grade 4 maths, chapter 11, lesson number 7. Okay, when do we find a remainder? I'll explain. If 4 is divided by 2, we can say 4 is divided by 2. So we know that 2 times 2 is 4 and nothing is left over here. This is known as the remainder. Okay, that means 4 divided by 2 is 2. There is no remainder, perfectly divisible. But if I would say 5 is divided by 2, that means 5 was divided by 2. 2 times 2 was 4 minus this, and we are left with 1. This 1 is the remainder. Okay, 5 divided by 2 would be 2 whole numbers, 1 upon 2. That is 2.5. Whenever we are having numbers in decimals, we get a remainder. Okay. Hi, Melly. So, hi, Solomon. Whenever the answer is in decimals, there would be a remainder. Let's look at the first question. And let's see what they're asking us. Okay. Okay. Ounce is a measure of liquid, right? So for the first question, this statement is given. Let me realign this and resize so that it's readable. They're saying a beverage company has 931 ounces of water. Okay. Okay. Let this be our question number 1. What is most important is we underline what's required. 931 ounces of water to bottle. Each bottle holds 8 fluid ounces. After filling as many bottles as possible, how many fluid ounces of water will be left over? That means 931 is to be divided by each bottle, right? And each bottle can hold 8. Agreed? Hi, Semi. Hi, May. Okay. So when we divide 931 is to be divided by 8. Can we say 1 times 8 is 8? 9 minus 8 is 1. We bring down the 3. 8 times 1 is 8. 8 times 2 is 16. We divide by 1, we get an 8. We are left with 5. 13 minus 8 was 5. We bring down the 1. 8, see, let's say 8 multiplied by 5 is 40. 8 multiplied by 6 was 48. And 8 multiplied by 7 was 56. We need a number that is near to 51. That is 8 multiplied by 6, right? This is 8 multiplied by 6 is 48, and the remainder is 3. That means we can fill complete bottles. How many? This is the remainder, right? Whatever is left in the end, this value will show how many complete bottles were filled. Bottles filled completely, right? And the 3 gives us the remainder. So the question is telling us how many fluid ounces of water will be left. So our answer would be 3 ounces of water will be left. Agreed? So what we hired a boy. So what we are doing is we're dividing the larger numbers by a smaller number. What we get at the top will give us the bottles, how many bottles were filled, but they are not asking us how many bottles were filled. If we have 931 ounces of water and 8 ounces were to be filled in each bottle, right? That means we would be left with 3. Okay, let's do this question with the smaller values. Okay, let's do the same question with smaller values so that you can understand this. Okay, let's suppose they had 17 fluid ounces of water. If each bottle can hold 8, so what we say is 17 is divided by 8. If it was a smaller number, 17 was divided by 8. 8 times 2 is 16. Agreed? And we are left with 1 ounce. That means if we had 17 ml, right? I'll just make one circle as 1 ml. 1, 2. Okay. If I'm considering one circle as 1 ml, can we say, sorry. Okay. How many mLs are this? 4, 8, 12, right? And let's see if we add one more. This was 16 ml, right? And if I make a copy of one more circle, can I say that these were total 17 ml, right? I'm just trying to explain. This was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17. If I'm taking a smaller number, 17 ml was there, ounces were there. Each bottle will have 8 ounces. That means if these 8 ounces will go in one bottle, agreed? Then the next 8 ounces will go in the second bottle, agreed? How many ounces are left? We are left with 1 ounce, agreed? That is the remainder. That means 2 bottles were filled, bottle number 1, bottle number 2, and we are left with 1 ounce, agreed? In question number 1, it was a very similar question. The only difference was that they gave a larger digit. Rather than 17, They gave us 931. What we need to focus is at the remainder. How much would be the remainder? Agreed? Yes, perfect. Thank you, Sami. Let's have a look at something else. The next question says, Mrs. Howard has 554 gold stickers and she is giving 8 stickers to each student. Drawing 554 would take a lot of space, right? Therefore, we don't need to draw. We just simply would want to solve this. She is planning to give 8 gold stickers to each student in her class. And she gives the same number of stickers to each student. How many stickers will be left over? Okay, let's highlight this. This is question number 3. If Mrs. Howard has 554 gold stickers, she wants to give equal number of to each of her 8 students. Okay. How many stickers will be left? How many stickers will she be left with? How many stickers she would be left with? See, if there are 554 is to be divided amongst 8 students, right? So what we can say is when 554 was divided by 8, 5 cannot be divided by 8. So we take the 2 digits. Can 55 be divided by 8? See, we can say 8 times 5 is 40. 8 times 6 is 48. And 8 times 7 is 56. That means if we are looking at 55, then 56 is a greater number. We look at the smaller. 8 times 6 is 48. 55 minus 48 is 7. And we bring down the 4. Right? Let's continue with the table. 8 times 8 was 64. 8 times 9 is 72. And 8 times 10 was 80. We cannot do 80, therefore we do 72. 8 times 9 is 72. 74 minus 72 would be 2 as the remainder. This means that if she gives each student 69 gold stickers, she will be left with 2 gold stickers because she is perfect. Thank you, Solomon. May 69 stickers to each student, right? Because she wants to give, and it says to give an equal number of stickers to each student, right? That means 69 stickers for each student. We can confirm this. Okay, let's see. Let's do this question through addition. Okay, if this was first student, let's see if we can make 8 students. I'm trying to explain this question through addition. Okay, this plus copy paste. Okay. If these were the 8 students, each of them were given 69 stickers, right? That means when we add 69 8 times, or we multiply 69 multiply by 8. 8 times 9 is 72. We carry the 1. 6 times 8 is 48. It's okay. 6 times 8 is 48 plus 7 is 55, right? That means 552 gold stickers were distributed between these 8 students, right? 4, 5, 7, and 8, right? But how many stickers did she have in total? She had 554 stickers minus what she gave away. So 2 stickers are left. Agreed? We did the same working. This is very, like, adding the numbers takes a lot of time. So what we prefer doing is we do the division. Okay, division is an easy method. Whatever is left at the end would be the remainder. Agreed? Okay, moving ahead to the next question. It says, we look at more examples and a lot more of things would be clear to us. If there is anything that you cannot understand, please let me know. I'll re-explain the question. That okay. For question number 3, it says, if this is given to us, let me realign this. A car dealership needs to transport 245 cars to an island. The ferry can hold 6 cars. Okay. How many trips? Okay. Very good question. Question number 3. A car dealership needs to transport 245 cars. They have to send, they sold 245 cars. They need to deliver 245 cars, right? But they are on an island. The ferry can hold 6 cars. Each time the ferry would go, the ship would go, it can hold 6 cars, right? So how many trips, how many cars did the ferry take on its last trip? Let's see how many completely full trips are there. So what we do is we divide 245 by how many cars can I hold? It can hold 6 cars, right? That means 6 times 2. 2 is not divisible, right? Yes, perfect. It comes out to be 240 is 40, and this is 240, and we are left with 5 as the remainder, right? Thank you, Araba. We are left with 5 as the remainder. We are not dividing it further. If I would divide it further, I put a decimal, I put a 0, and so on, right? We reach a number that is not divisible by the divisor. That is 6 in this case. So that means 40 represents fully filled ferry trips, right? That means on 40 trips, that means multiply by 6 cars per trip, right? That means in 40 trips, they will be able to send 240 cars. Agreed? But they were left with 5 cars, right? So that means on the last trip will have 5 cars, not 6. Even though they can fit 6 cars, but they don't have to send. Okay, do we agree? I'll try to draw a diagram for this. Okay, let's see. If we have these dots would represent the cars, right? 6 cars. Agreed? I'm just drawing 6 cars over here. Just for an explanation, okay? 12 cars. Agreed? How many cars are now? 24 cars. Just, sorry. Let me explain this first. 48 cars. 96 cars. And how many trips are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, just a minute more. See, if there were 6 cars on each ship, right? Then this total number of cars would be how much? There were 40 ships, 6 on each. 40 multiplied by 6 is 240. But how many cars did they have to send? They had to send 245 cars. So we have an additional of 5 cars left, right? So these 5 cars will go on the last trip, because the question is asking us how many cars will the ferry take on its last trip. That means on the last trip there would be only 5 cars. Or if they would have asked the question how many total trips are there, then we would say 40 full ships and one with 5 cars, 41 trips. The last trip will have 5 cars on it. Okay, do we agree? Any questions till now? Do we have any questions? Please do let me know if there is any question regarding this. Semi and May and Adeboy, 40 means they have 40 fully filled ferry trips, right? That if they are sending 6 cars on each trip, that means 40 trips have to be done. After 40 trips, 205, 40 cars have been delivered. So how many were the total cars? The total cars were 245. They still need to send the last 5 cars, right? So they will take the next ferry and the last ferry will have 5 cars on it. That is what was required. How many cars will the ferry take on its last trip? Last trip will have 5 cars on it. Agreed? Okay. Let's see another example. Just a moment, please. I need to, let me just copy paste. Okay. A farmer wants to plant, sorry, new. It says a farmer wants to plant, what happened? I cannot copy the screen, just a moment. Okay, I just copied it. I'll first try to reduce the number, then we'll take a bit bigger number, okay? Question number. Let's realign this first, then I'll try to take a smaller number. This is our original question, question number 4. I'll do question number. I'll make changes over here. If I would say wants to plant 21, okay? I'll just change the smaller value. This is our question number 4. If we are able to do question number 4, we'll have the idea for question number 5, okay? If a farmer wants to plant 21 tomato plants, he puts 2 plants in each row, okay? That means 1 plant, 2 plants, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 plus 10 would be 20, right? And how many plants were there? There were 21. That means in the last row, there would be a single plant only. Agreed? Perfect. Let's look at the decimal part, right? What they are asking us, how many tomato plants will be in partially filled? Partial means incomplete, right? Which is not completely filled. See, this row is completely filled. This is completely filled, right? 2, because they have 2 plants in each row. Completely filled. In the last row, how many plants would be there? How many tomato plants will be there in the partially filled row? There will be 1 plant in the partially filled row. Agreed? Do we agree on this? Because this row has only 1 plant left, right? Because it does not have a pair. So now if we look at question number 5 with a larger value, okay, it's the same question because he's doing long division. Ediboy. How do we do long division? See, if 21 is to be divided by 2, we know that 2 times 10 is 20, right? And we are left with 1. We put a decimal, we put a 0, right? This is done. That means 21 upon 2 would be 10.5. Let's see over here. 703 tomato plants to be planted in rows of 2 each. 703 divided by 2. 2 times 3 is 6. Agreed? 1 is left. 0 is brought down. 2 times 5 is 10. And 3 is brought down. Agree? 2 times 1 is 2. And 1 is left. What he is doing is, he is completing the working, right? I'll just show it to you. What he did was, he put a decimal, he put a 0, and 2 times 5 is 10. So he write a 10, and the answer for 703 divided by 2 comes out to be 351.5, right? But we are not supposed to find the decimal answer. What are we supposed to find? We are supposed to find the remainder. This is the remainder. That means there would be 351 fully filled rows. Agreed? But in the last row, there would be, how many tomato plants will be in the last row? That means 1 plant in the last row. Because we do not have an even number, we have an odd number. Yeah, that's good. No. Semi, when you keep on practicing the division, I am doing, it's very good that he can do it very quickly. But when you keep on practicing division, it would not take 20 seconds. Maybe 5 seconds you will be able to do that with good practice, okay? Because when you're writing the numbers, you're also assessing the next number that you need to solve, okay? The next question that we have is, the next question says, to the bottom of the mine can hold 6 miners. There is a mine where miners are going down the elevator. Question number 6. 292 miners need to ride the elevator to the bottom of the mine. The elevator can hold 6 miners at a time. Okay, 6 people can go in the elevator at a time. Same question. How many miners will go in the last trip? That means 292 is to be divided by 6. 2 cannot be divided by 6. 29 can be. Right? 12, 30. That means times 4 is 24. We subtract, we are left with 5. This 2 comes down. 6 times 5 is 30. 6 times 6 is 36. 6 times 7 is 42. Right? And 48 would be the closest number, I think. 6 times 8 is 48. 6 times 9 was 54. We cannot exceed, so 6 times 8. That means 8. 6 multiplied by 8 is 48. Minus, we are left with, that means 48 filled trips and 4 miners on the last trip. Okay. Okay, if I change the question and if I add something else to it, how many total trips were there? How many total trips were there? Edeboy? Solomon? No, think again. See, 48 elevator trips were filled, right? But the last trip had 4 people on it. Okay, I'll do it again. 48 trips, each trip carried 6 people, right? So 288 people were carried in 48 trips. But the last trip had 4 people on it. That means 4. That means the total of the people minus comes out to be 292, right? So this was our trips, right? Would we say total number of trips are 49? On 48 trips, each time the elevator went down, it had 6 people on it. But the last time the elevator went down, it had 4 people because 4 is the remainder. So can we say a total 49 trips were done? Do we agree? 48 trips take 288 people. One trip took 4 people. That means 49 trips altogether. Do we agree? Solomon, Adeboy, do we agree that there were a total of 49 trips? See, if you are taking 288 people down, you've not taken all the miners down. You had to take 292. So the last 4 people who are left, they also need to go down, right? The mine. So they will also go through the elevator. So 48 plus 1, semi. Yes, thank you, Adeboy. That would be 49 trips. So we need to keep in mind, whenever the answer is coming in decimal, we always round up to the upper value, okay? Let's have a look at another question. Okay. Question number 7, they are saying Yin bought some tins and decided to fill them with brownies and give it to his friends. Ying baked 198 brownies. The total number of brownies baked were 198. He put 5 in each tin. How many were left over that did not go into a tin? Just a moment, please. Let's this be our question number 7. He bought empty tins, decided to fill with brownies to give it to his friend. Ying baked 198 brownies. In each tin, he puts 5 brownies, right? And he wants to fill as many tins as he could. So how many brownies did the Ying have left? So what we do is 198 is to be divided by brownies per tin. There were 5 brownies per tin. 1 cannot be divided by 5. 3 times 15. Agreed? Agreed? Perfect. 3. Oh, you giving me the answer. Thank you. 3 would be left. Thank you, Semi. Thank you, Solomon. Thank you, May. 3 brownies would be left. That means 4 and 8. That means 9. That is 45. And 3 is the remainder. Perfect. 3 brownies will be left. Perfect. Thank you. Let's do some questions from the test. Okay. Let's look at the test. Otherwise, we would not be able to do a lot of questions from the test. Okay. The questions is talking about a trip to an amusement park. Just a moment. If this is the first question from the test, these 2 values are the answers. I'll just resize, realign. At an amusement park, 709 people wanted to ride a roller coaster. Wanted, question number 1 from the test. So what should be the answer? Thank you, Adeboy. There were 709 people. If each car on roller coaster holds 6 people, so what we can do is 709 is to be divided by 6. Agreed? How many people will be in the partially full car? 5 or 1? We can say times 1 times 11 is 66 minus this is 4 and 9. Perfect. 6 times 8 is 48, and the remainder would be 1. Hey boy. See, this will give us the number of full cars, right? But what we need to find is partially full car. Partially means, yes, the decimals, right? The decimals would be equal to this 1. So there would be a single person in the last car, right? Perfect, man. Thank you, Adeboy. Adeboy, what we need to see is the decimal part. What is, we don't have to go till the decimals. What we need to do is we need to see the remainder. The remainder was 1. That means the last car will have this many people. 1 person in the last car, right? Thank you, both of you. For the next question, it says a group of 862 people are going on a boat trip. Just a moment, I'll copy, paste. The question number 2 from the test states this. Let me resize. Okay. Okay, boat tour. If each boat holds this, how many people will be on the last? This is our question number 2. There were 862 people planning a boat tour. That means 862 is to be divided by how many people per boat? 8. That should be 100 something, right? Can we say 1, 8, 0, 6 comes down. 6 cannot be divided, right? Times 2. 62 divided by 8 would be 7. 107, right? 6, 8, 56. 8 into 7 is 56. Minus this, we are left with 6. So we can say 107 filled boats and 6 people on the last boat. Agreed? Do we agree on this? Solomon, Edeboy, May, do we agree on this? We did this similar question. The next question, question number 3, we have done a similar question. They're asking us how many miners will be on the last trip. These were the answers given to us. We just did a very similar question. 292 miners need to ride the elevator while going down. Elevator can hold 6 miners per trip. How many miners will be left on the last trip? All we need to do is we need to divide 292 by 6 times 4 is 24. We have a 5, we have a 2, 6, 30, 36, 42, 48, right? 8 is 48 and we are left with 4. That means there would be 48 full cars and 4 people or miners in the last car. I just did this because we have already done this, right? Yes, agreed. Okay. So they could have asked a different question also. Let's suppose if they would have asked in the same question, I'll just change one statement, right? If this was question number 4 and they would ask how many, let's suppose rather than asking how many miners, okay, let's suppose if I would say The options are given as option A is 48, option B is 49. How many trips all together? How many trips were there altogether? So now we know that as per the previous question's information, we have this information, right? I'll just copy it over here. I'll just remove this part. Okay. This was a working that we did previously, right? That means 48 full cars, 48 into 6 would mean 48 into 6 would be one less, right? 288 people. And one car will have 4 people. That means the total number of people were 292. Agreed? And this will give us the number of cars. That means the total number of elevators used were, yes, perfect. Thank you, May. There were 49 elevators used, right? The elevator was used 49 times altogether. So the same question can have different requirements, right? So we would need to read the question very carefully and see what exactly is being asked, right? 3 and 4 are exactly the same questions, right? But the only difference was the requirement. So I changed one statement and the question changed completely, okay? Please do try the remaining questions, practice them, practice some division so that you have a better idea. Yes, Solomon. Yes, May. Yes, Adeboy. It's 49 trips in total because the last trip will still have 4 people on it, right? Because 4 was the remainder. Okay. Have a nice day. Thank you so much. Best of luck. Take care. Bye.